Bet you didn't see this. Now, this video that I'm about to show you, you probably have seen if you've been watching the hearing. But this is not about that video. That video is just gonna set everything else up. I am about to go scorched earth on every single one of these absolute lying pieces of crap propagandists, and I'm gonna expose every single one of them. But first, watch this.
Is it fair to say that nothing about the video of the individual on the roof revealed to you, you couldn't see facial features, you couldn't see what they were wearing, correct?
Of the individual on the roof?
Correct.
I know that there was a meeting to discuss perhaps a pattern on the front of the shirt that was observed when the individual was jumping off of the roof.
Okay, that's fair. But at that time, as of the 11th, before Mr. Robinson turned himself in, you all had not been able to determine that, is that right?
Excuse me. Determine who he was, or
No.
determine distinguishing features?
Determine distinguishing features of the video
Yeah.
of the person on the roof.
Yes, we had a person of interest, and those images were released to the press.
You're talking about the ones in the stairwell from the
Correct.
from the parking garage.
Correct.
But the video on the roof was not distinguishable. Fair?
That video as a standalone?
Yes.
It was not, no.
Okay.
So that is what actually went down in this hearing when it came to footage of Tyler Robinson supposedly actually shooting Charlie, like actual footage of that happening. That's the truth. The truth is that there is no actual footage of Tyler Robinson taking the shot and actually shooting Charlie. But if you've been on X today or any social media platform, you've probably seen all of the normal propagandist gang, probably seen these people telling you that there's now enhanced surveillance footage. But there isn't. It's the exact same footage that we saw and that we've seen before. It's super blurry. You can't actually tell what's going on.
I don't find it's necessary to replay this video, given the representation that's the exact same video, the difference being enhancements made. If it was different in any way, or if it added to or subtracted from, that would be one factor. But because it's simply the same video, simply zooming in with circles or notations, the court does not find that the interests of justice requires it being played.
And there is no footage of him taking the shot.
You asked of the actual shooting. There's no video of that.
But these people, these absolute self-serving pieces of garbage, are pushing this because that's what they do.
On that last video that they showed that was zoomed in, you could see it as clear as the noonday sun that he came into the facility. He climbed onto the roof. He was in a prone position. He took a shot, ran and jumped off the roof just like the testimony showed.
The thing that I do just have to say is that I know that you guys watching on live stream couldn't see the last video that was shown. Well, it wasn't edited. It was zoomed in. Yeah. It was zoomed in from the surveillance video off campus, and specifically the part of the Losi Center, the roof, and you see everything.
We were there and witnessed everything, and you have to hear this because it was devastating what we watched. And the judge ruled that you can't see the high definition quality video, 4K, of Tyler Robinson committing the murder of Charlie Kirk. But we saw it, and they played it on giant screens inside of the courthouse. You can see clearly Tyler Robinson's face.
The most damning evidence against Tyler Robinson was just shown in court. Only the court saw it. But it was high quality surveillance video footage of Tyler Robinson taking the shot that took my friend's life.
Was there today. Jack, you were in the courtroom for this viewing of this video, the enhanced video. Tell us what you saw.
Guys, I'm not gonna mince words. All right, I'm gonna be blunt because it deserves it, and I'm just gonna say what it was. You see him shooting Charlie.
Oh, I hate these people. But you know what? As I thought about this, it occurred to me that the reality is that people probably, because for me it's like, how is this hard to see? How is this hard to understand? These are the same people that have been basically running cover for this administration, from the Epstein files to everything else, since day one. And so I'm over here and I'm like, how is it possible that people can't see through this? Like, how is it that they're still listening to these people? Because unfortunately, there are people that are still listening to them. And there are influencers that are even listening to these people, believing anything they say, which at this point you shouldn't. But anyway, as I sat there and I thought about this, I realized, you know what? It's probably because there's actually still a lot of people that don't really know who these people are. Like, they are unaware of who these people actually are. And so I thought that I would just show all of you exactly who these people are. And to do this, I'm going to go down the line and I'm going to show you, based on just a quick grok search on X, what these people stand for according to all of their posts since they started on X or Twitter, okay? And what they normally advocate for and what they normally talk about and where they normally stand. So let's dig in. But this guy needs no introduction. I'm pretty sure all of you guys know who this guy is. Sergeant Shekels himself, old Talmud Tatum, Mr. A Mountain of Evidence. Tatum frequently discussed government overreach, deep state, and institutional distrust on his YouTube channel, The Officer Tatum Show, around high-profile events like the Trump cases, elections, and FBI controversies. Clips often cover FBI, DOJ rigging or failures. His overall theme in this period: institutions like the FBI, DOJ have been weaponized or failed the public, so verify facts independently rather than blindly trusting official lines. Let me say that again. Verify facts independently rather than blindly trusting official lines, especially post-assassination attempt and election-related cases. But not this one. No, this one you have to trust. This one you have to believe is true. If you question this one, you're just a fake patriot. You just hate Erica Kirk. You're just a fake Christian. You're just a demon. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're a doomer. You're a part of the woke right. Here are some of my favorite tweets by old Brandon Tatum. July 2024, FBI bias and political weaponization. Responding to an FBI Pride post. FBI, the law isn't political. Also the FBI, implying contradiction. He often frames the FBI as politically motivated. Another one of my favorite tweets by him. July 2024, FBI political bias. He posted contrasting an FBI statement, the law isn't political, with implied contradictions to their actions alongside broader commentary on the agency. Additional notes. Tatum often pairs these with videos or calls to stay vigilant or don't forget, encouraging the public not to blindly trust official stories. His feed mid-2024 post-assassination attempt heavily features FBI and DOJ skepticism. But how about we just hear it right out of the horse's mouth?
When I see people deliberately lying and pushing propaganda, I can't just let it happen. I didn't do it when I supported Trump because I saw clearly, like, oh, wait a minute, they're lying about it. They lied. They doctored a video. This is a lie. I can't live with saying I'm a man, but I won't stand up for injustice that I see.
So what does Brandon Tatum stand to gain? Besides the potential and alleged millions and millions of dollars that he made off of Charlie Kirk merch and products that he sold after his best friend was killed. And then, man, he's got such a big heart. He gave a check of $400,000 to Erica Kirk and her family because they definitely need that money. They definitely need $400,000. And that $400,000 is definitely the amount of money that he should have been giving her based on the way that they marketed it. For sure. Definitely don't look into that. Anyway, what does he stand to gain according to Grok? Audience and revenue. Podcast, YouTube show, and Salem radio affiliation. That's a whole other story. Salem radio affiliation grew by delivering pro-administration content and framing critics as rhinos, leftists, or disloyal, as threats. Higher engagement, more ad sponsorship income, gold companies, conservative products, and speaking fees. Access and status. Proximity to administration. Themes boosted his profile in conservative circles, leading to more high-profile appearances and partnerships. Attacking opponents reinforced his no-compromise brand, retaining a loyal paying audience. On to the next, Jack Posobiec, who is literally the epitome of a paid asset for this administration and for everything that they're doing. He never questions. He never stands against. He's constantly praising, and he's constantly pushing the same propaganda every single day, day in and day out. It's relentless. What you might know already about him is that he's one of the Epstein binder clowns, and since has been running cover basically for this administration on all the Epstein files not being released, and there being absolutely no disclosure and no accountability whatsoever, even though supposedly we were promised that we were going to get that accountability and that disclosure. Let's see what Grok says that he believes and where he stands. On the government, deep state, bureaucracy, and swamp, strongly anti-deep state, Sobiech describes the intelligence community and permanent bureaucracy as a shadow fourth branch of government operating through secrecy, especially since World War II. He frames it as opposing elected leaders and the public. He views elements of the federal government as engaged in palace coups. Examples, framing Nixon via FBI leaks. Systemic resistance to Trump, MAGA, of course. He supports overhauling it to refocus. Interesting, right? Given what he's been saying about this trial and how all of a sudden now it's trust the government, trust the FBI, and trust the judicial system. Here's a good one. Recurring FBI judicial themes, 2023 to 2024. Posobiec often ties FBI actions to broader weaponized justice. In January 6 related posts and leaks contradicting testimony, he amplifies claims of FBI DOJ bias in high-profile conservative cases. His commentary, often with videos of X, portrays the FBI as politically involved and the judicial system as rigged against certain defendants. Oh, and this one's a great one too for old Jack. December 2024, FBI involvement in George Floyd autopsy, judicial FBI corruption. Breaking! George Floyd's medical examiner changed the autopsy report after meeting with the FBI. Why was the FBI involved in the George Floyd autopsy? If you've been watching this, and you've been watching what he's been talking about, and you've been paying attention, you understand how incredibly ironic that is, and how absolutely hypocritical it is. But that's who these people are. This dude has been an absolute loyalist his entire career. He only calls out the corruption when it's on the left. He only calls out the corruption when it has nothing to do with the Trump administration. That's called a paid asset. Career elevation, longtime operative who gained from administration access, events, travel with officials, pro-narrative content boosted his media gig, OANN, podcasts, and book promotional opportunities while marginalizing critics as fringe or unpatriotic. Audience loyalty, aggressive defense of the administration created a fighter persona that retained hardcore followers and attracted new ones in a polarized environment. On to the next. This one's a rising star that popped up also during the Epstein binder fiasco.